everyone. My name is Caroline, and I am a pediatric OT and parent coach. And I have here Rhonda Fleming, who wants to share her experience. And I hope that she serves as an inspiration for many of you who are also have similar stories to her. So, Rhonda, would you like to share a little bit about yourself and your son?
Sure. Thanks, Caroline. Well, I'm an older parent, an unexpected parent at this age, but he also is a joy to me. Um, he has ADHD, he has sensory issues, a lot of behavioral problems go with that. And so we were running into, a disruptive life. We were having a lot of problems at school, a lot of social events that I'd really like for us to participate in. We weren't able to because of these behavioral issues. And I was feeling hopeless. And then Caroline came along and she was able to give us some ideas, and they're working for us. So I'd just like to share that today if I could.
Sure.
Um, Caroline, one of the things I learned that was helpful for me was being in a group setting. I had never done that before, and I learned then that other people were having some of the same problems we were, and I didn't feel as alone. And also listening to the group discussion, I learned, about issues that I may or may not have run into at this point with my child, but I felt like that was useful information. So I was learning from the other parents' participation. Um, and, I was surprised that I was able to pick up that much information in that during those meetings that we had together. But I guess one thing I really wanted to focus on first was that I was feeling alone and hopeless. And by joining your coaching sessions, I did not feel alone anymore, and I certainly didn't feel hopeless. Um, the
Well,
other things that you particularly helped me with, because I'm kind of a black and white personality, and I'm a very busy person, and it's like I don't have time for, I want immediate results, but with a child struggling with these issues, you can't get immediate results. And I can't just give directives and expect him to comply. But when you taught me a playful approach, I implemented that, I got amazing results. It's like a day and night difference. And so now I pause before I speak. Most of the time, I won't say every time, but
yeah.
many times I pause before I speak, and I use a playful approach, and it works for him. And then I
Mm-hmm.
get results, and then we don't have meltdowns and
Mm-hmm.
struggle as much because of that.
Yeah.
Um, then the other thing is that we struggled with was these severe meltdowns that he had. And they would be like 15-minute meltdowns, and they could be at home, they could be in public,
Yeah.
they could be anywhere. But you actually, witnessed one
Mm-hmm.
and suggested low pressure, and it worked miracles for him. It really, really helped him, and I use that at least weekly.
Wow.
Um, I'd never thought of that before.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized immediately that this is something that I needed to be implementing during those really difficult periods of time. Sorry, my little fella's asking me it's on the table,
That's
sugar,
okay.
the dining table in the living room.
Yeah.
Thank you, bud. Thank you. But we are doing a lot better, like he was able to politely ask me a question and
Yes, I noticed that.
and not just totally disrupt me what I'm trying to do. And in the past, it would be totally, it's like, okay, I quit. But he was able, really made a lot of progress in a short period of time. Well, I don't know how short you would. It seems short when you're thinking about an 8-year-old,
Mhm.
because we have problems from the very beginning, from toddler age.
Yeah.
Um,
And you have raised adult kids.
just 1 minute. I'll help you.
And you raised kids too.
Yes, I
So you
have
told me.
adult children.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I actually, my oldest child was ADHD, and it was different situation. Let me just say that.
Mhm.
Hey, sit down. Come on. Um, it the issues that we have now were those that I'm dealing with. Here's AJ.
You.
Hi, AJ. You got the last of the lemonade. If the cup's empty, we'll have to make some more. And I have lemons in the refrigerator. But that, don't give up. Not
Mhm.
if we can't now doesn't mean that we won't ever.
Mhm.
But the don't give up approach is priceless. But
Mhm.
it keeps me hopeful.
Sure. Yeah, and that's one thing that helps us run this marathon because it is a long game. Or parenting, and especially
It
parenting
is.
neurodiverse kids, you have to have a community around you and also someone to keep you accountable because
Yes.
you're also taking care of your mother, you're also a single parent, you're juggling roles.
Yes.
And so sometimes when we do something, it doesn't work the first time, we're all automatically onto the next thing. And yet, when you tried some of those strategies again, you saw them taking root and how they were starting to help
Right.
you and AJ. So that was really neat to see.
Absolutely. It was. And you can get bogged down in your own stuff, when you're isolated and you're not communicating with others,
Yeah.
and sometimes I'd just be too tired to seek
Mhm.
information. And you already had it compiled for me, and um you did the hard work and just
Mhm.
presented it, and that I needed that because I did not have the energy to look for it.
Sure. Well, and I like to think that you're the one doing the hard work. You're doing the heavy lifting. I'm just saying keep lifting, and I'm saying tweak this to make it more effective, or
Well,
you know. So I love being able to give that kind of feedback. And also, you ask great questions. You would say, "Hey, I tried this. What do I need to do differently?" And that is what I feel helps parents to gain traction and make progress. 8 weeks goes by incredibly fast, and so they're still they're our kids change, dynamics change, and yet we could still use some of those strategies as they grow older and still implement them. And so having those touch points, I feel, are so important.
yeah. Oh, the visual aids that you recommended are helpful. Um, and then I got the big psychological evaluation recently, and you were so helpful to review that and to help me decipher what that really meant and
Mm,
how to implement some of the suggestions that were listed in the report, because it was way over my head.
mm. Yeah, it was a 21-page report.
Yeah, it was huge.
It was thorough, it was great, and I just knew there were some gaps there. And that's sometimes what I feel like parents are missing, because even myself as a parent of a child with ADHD, I would get all these great reports and then you're left with, well, what do I do next with this?
That's how I felt.
Yeah.
And so I'm really grateful that you were able to look through that and give me some suggestions, because she had suggestions there, but it was like, it was over my head. And
Sure.
because of my life of being busy and single, and there's no one else doing anything
Mhm.
for him but me here. And I don't have the time. And then let's just say when I have the time, I'm too tired to do the heavy lifting of research at that
Sure.
hour of the night. So
Absolutely. Well, I so appreciate you sharing all this, and I just want to get your final feedback on this, and just say if you were to offer any advice or suggestions, or what would you like other parents to know, either about this program or just anything at all about parenting, where you've come.
don't, I would suggest to not try to do it alone without help. I did that for a long time, and I was sinking into a deep hole.
Mhm.
And I realized that I could not work, even as a parent of an adult ADHD child. This was different.
Mhm.
And there was no way I could work myself out of this on my own, that I needed help. And that's the one thing I realized because I'm an independent person. I tend to believe, I'm a registered nurse by
Mm,
profession. I thought I can figure this out. I could not.
mm,
I could not do it. He was not going to age out of this. This was something that had to be dealt with, and I felt like it was urgent. We were in a time frame that it was
mm,
time to start getting a plan to make things better, because we
mm.
were in a losing game
Yeah.
at that point, and it was a crucial time in his life that I had to make some changes, and
Mm.
you were there and able to point me in the right direction, and I really appreciate it.
So glad. Yeah, that you guys were in a really tough spot with just him not being able to be in school and having to really make
Mhm.
some abrupt changes. So I'm so glad that we were able to just work together during such a stressful time.
Well, it helped me help him, and you helped me not feel alone.
Mm,
And that I felt like I was getting what I needed. You were able to provide it for me because I could not at that point when I started when he had to be homeschooled, virtual schooled urgently. It's like someone just pulled the rug out from under me, and I needed help immediately,
yeah,
and I did not know where to turn, to tell you the truth.
yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that, and I hope other parents can hear this because I've talked to so many parents who are in their same your same shoes right now.
I
And
know. I'm so grateful for the help that you provided. And the other thing is it's ongoing
yeah,
assistance. I mean, I can text you, email you, and you're going to respond. And things are going to happen. Things are going to change.
yeah,
And then you have the alumni meetings, and we can bring issues to that. So, and
sure.
it is a long game. It is
Mm.
not something ever going to go away. And I appreciate you being there through the changes in our life.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it is about transformation and not just information dumping on you guys because yeah, this is about sustained change. So it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of intention and
It does.
yeah, ongoing work. So thank you for
Well, these
sharing.
kids are worth it.
They,
Their life is in front of them,
they
and it's
are.
up to us to help lay the
Abs-
foundation for that life.
yeah, I agree. And AJ is a special man, young man, and I see him just a lot of challenge, a lot of strengths in him that,
Yes,
yeah,
he is. He's a precious child, and I'm so grateful he's mine.
yes, yes. Well, he is lucky to have you.
Thank you so much.
Well, Rhonda, I appreciate you sharing, and I hope this gives inspiration to other parents. I hope you have a great
I
rest
hope
of
so.
the day.
Thank you so much. Bye
Thanks,
bye.
Rhonda. Bye.